Today, we're diving into a topic that many people think of as the ultimate symbol of stability, marriage. But what if I told you that marriage also comes with a lot of risks, especially when you look at it from the perspective of health, personal freedom, finances, and even legal issues?
Yeah, I think people tend to gloss over the potential downsides. Marriage often gets painted as this fairy tale, but in reality, both men and women face some serious challenges. Take health, for example. Did you know that being in a stressful or unhappy marriage can have a huge impact on your physical health?
Absolutely. For women, chronic stress in a bad marriage can lead to things like heart disease or even immune system issues. And don't even get me started on the physical toll of being expected to juggle a career and household duties. It's exhausting.
Right. And that stress isn't just about work. Domestic violence, which sadly affects so many women, adds another layer of danger. About 1 in 4 women in the US experience intimate partner violence, and that's not something that only affects you in the moment. It can have long-term health consequences.
Men aren't immune to these stresses either. In fact, the pressure to be the primary provider can be overwhelming. Some studies show that men in toxic marriages also face high rates of cardiovascular issues or even anxiety. But they often don't talk about it. There's this societal expectation that they should just handle it.
Exactly. Men tend to bottle things up, which only makes the situation worse. And when you look at mental health, it's even more complicated. Women are more likely to feel depressed or anxious in a troubled marriage, mainly because they often bear the emotional labor of maintaining harmony in the home.
That's a huge point. And men? Well, their struggle might look different. They feel this need to be stoic and hold everything together. But when communication breaks down, they can feel really isolated and even disconnected from their partner. It's no wonder that divorce rates are so high, right?
For sure. And it's not just emotional stress. It's also about personal freedom. In marriage, both partners make compromises, but women especially have historically been expected to prioritize family over everything else. This can mean putting aside career dreams, relocating for a spouse's job, or just losing the sense of autonomy they once had.
And I think that's a big one. For men, too, marriage can limit personal freedom, but in different ways. Men often feel pressured to stay in demanding jobs or give up hobbies to meet family needs. So both sides can feel trapped in different ways.
Yeah, that loss of freedom is something that doesn't get enough attention. And it's not just about your time or activities, it's also about money. Women often take on part-time work or leave the workforce to care for the family, which can set them back financially in the long run.
And in divorce, women especially feel the financial strain. They might not only face a drop in their standard of living, but if they were dependent on their spouse for income, they could end up struggling to regain their financial independence. Divorce settlements don't always take into account how much time women might have sacrificed for family.
Men are at risk here too. The financial burden in marriage often falls on them, and if they divorce, they might end up paying alimony or child support. Even in cases where they've had a prenuptial agreement, the financial impact can be devastating.
It's clear that marriage can carry some hefty financial risks. And then, of course, there's the legal side. Women may face challenges in divorce, like unfair asset division or custody arrangements, especially if they have less financial or legal power.
And men aren't immune to that either. In family courts, men often lose out on custody battles, and the financial strain of child support or alimony can feel like a lifelong burden. Plus, in cases of abusive relationships, men might struggle to get taken seriously due to societal biases.
It's not just about the legal and financial consequences either. Divorce itself can be a huge emotional toll. For women, it's often about rebuilding their lives, reestablishing careers, friendships, and navigating single parenthood. It can feel like starting over.
Right, and men often feel the grief of losing regular contact with their kids. Plus, divorce can come with some serious emotional baggage, especially if there's been a lot of public drama or reputational damage.
And don't forget the societal pressures. There's this idea that women need to marry by a certain age, or that not getting married somehow makes them less fulfilled. It's a lot of pressure, and it can lead to decisions that aren't really in their best interest.
Men face similar pressures. They're expected to settle down and be the strong, dependable provider. But those expectations can make it harder to navigate marriage or even consider what they want out of it.
So when you really think about it, marriage is a huge commitment, and it's not without its risks. The idea that it's just about love and stability doesn't tell the whole story. There are a lot of factors that can make it challenging, from health issues to financial instability.
Exactly. Marriage isn't all sunshine and roses. Both partners need to consider the risks involved and communicate openly with each other. It's not about avoiding marriage, but making sure you're entering it with eyes wide open.
In the end, marriage is a deeply personal decision, and no matter the challenges, it can be a rewarding experience. But it's worth taking a moment to reflect on what you're really signing up for before taking the plunge.
Absolutely. And if you're already married, it's a reminder to check in with yourself and your partner. Open communication is key to navigating the complexities.
So, marriage, it's not all that it's cracked up to be, but with the right preparation, it can still be something that works. What do you think? Does it sound like something you'd recommend after hearing all of this?
It's complicated, but I think with awareness it's possible to navigate the risks. Just don't go into it blindly. And remember that marriage is not an obligation. One can perfectly be happy when single.
Great point to end on. It's all about personal choice, balance, and understanding. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Indeed, thank you so much for watching us or listening to us. See you in another podcast, my dear friends.